my second area was in a different state. So in our mission, we had the Yucatan state, and then we had Campeche. So Campeche was a little more inland, and so that was my second area, and it was called Alameda. In that area, we had the richest rich and the poorest poor. So it was quite a contrast to my first area, which was a little pueblo, and everyone was kind of poor, but just the economy was that way. It was just everything was cheap, and in Campeche, since there were a lot of more wealthy people in more established neighborhoods, and there was also two neighborhoods that were a little less developed and just a little more poor. So, but they still had to pay expenses the same as the rich. So it was just a little more poor, and it was really eye-opening. This area was one of my favorites because I feel like I finally understood what it was like to be a missionary and what my role was, what I was supposed to do, and how I could improve. My testimony grew so much in this area, and I learned a lot about the people, and I felt like I left too soon. I definitely wanted to stay longer. In my area specifically, Alameda, there are so many hills. So you could walk 2 blocks, but you would have to go up a hill, down a hill, up a hill, down a hill to get to the house. So we walked a lot, and it was, I was there during, I think, March and April and May and June. So that's like the hottest time of the seasons. It's like the most humid and really hot. It is right by the ocean, so once you're up on a hill, you get some breeze, which is nice. But you'll lose weight in this area because you walk a lot. And Campeche is just so awesome. I love it so much. They don't really speak Mayan there. No one speaks that. They just know Spanish. And they speak very differently from the people who speak in Mérida or in Yucatan. Their Spanish is more like slow and kind of more twangy, kind of like a southern accent. So once I got to my first area, my second area, I had a hard time understanding the people again for a couple days just because they spoke so differently. And right away they knew that I came from Mérida by the way that I spoke. So that was a little different. There were a couple stakes I think it's 2 or 3 stakes in Campeche. And I was serving in a branch, but it was almost as big as the ward I was serving in before. They just were waiting on priesthood holders to make it a ward. And you'll find that a lot if you're ever serving in a branch. That's the goal, is to become a ward. So we kind of took that as our goal as well. And when we were finding investigators or teaching less actives, we would make sure to include everyone in the family, especially the father and the mother and all of the kids, because when you teach a family, I mean, that's what the whole gospel is about, is eternal families. That's the goal. So you might as well start teaching the family if you can, so they can go through this testimony building conversion together. And they're just a stronger unit because they have that support. So we tried to have that as a goal so that this branch could progress and that the ward could grow and that families could come to church together. There were a lot of part member families in this area, so we had the privilege to teach a lot of them and made really great relationships with the members there. I just love them so much. I feel like half of my heart is in that area. And do you see the gospel really, the church really has been growing in that area specifically. So I'm happy to see what happens in the next couple years, and hopefully these branches become boards and more branches are put into place. That would be awesome.